Hey everybody, and welcome to Leia's Lair. Here's our review of the Andor series, Episode 6, The Eye. We hope you enjoy. Alrighty, so I just want to say first off that this episode was intense. There were so many high tension moments throughout the entire thing. It had me on the edge of my seat all the way through.
Yeah, and right up until the very end. It's the episode we've all been waiting for. The heist is finally underway in this episode.
Man, we've been waiting patiently for this.
Yeah, and it starts off, a little more. It's like the calm before the storm, right? Mm-hmm. They're all getting in place. The Donnies are making their way towards, to their spot to watch the eye.
Mm-hmm. They definitely have a wild relationship with the Empire, where they kind of spit on the Empire. Yeah.
It's a very interesting relationship. It's like, the Empire doesn't really care for them. They're just like, oh yeah, we'll just give them these skins or whatever.
Like the fur or whatever.
Yeah. And then they're just kind of like, we don't want the Empire here, basically. But yeah, so that it's kind of cool to kind of see that cultural aspect for this planet, Lieutenant Gorn's speaking to them in their language, and yep. He's saying that things are nicer than they're supposed to, what they're saying to the Empire, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, and this plan, it's all smooth sailing at first. They're a little slow. They keep saying that, we're behind the time,
which is important because they need to get out in the shadow of the eye.
Exactly. So as it goes on, we're hoping they're gonna make it. However, obviously, it's not going to be smooth sailing, or so we wouldn't have an episode. It's not like they're just going to walk in there, grab the money, and be like, all right, bye.
Now, quickly, things begin to derail. The Empire gets back up, which just causes pandemonium in the room with all the credits. And then, unfortunately, we lose some of our characters that we've grown to love over the last couple episodes. So, for sure, we lose Taramyn and Lieutenant Gorn get shot in the room.
Well, I mean, we don't know for sure,
We don't know for sure. It was... They got shot. They got left behind. Presumed dead.
They got shot. They're as good as dead, regardless.
And then in the escape, when Cassian, puts the ship into high gear, it ends up,
crushing Nemik.
Crushing Nemik with the credits, I don't know.
Yeah, what a freak accident, hey? Yeah. It's he's just, standing there, and then all of a sudden falls, and then... boom, credits just crush him. So, that's not a good way to go.
No, poor guy.
Yeah, I mean, and Nemik, I think, honestly, okay, if I was going to go anywhere, I was like, you know what, one person who's probably going to die is Nemik.
Especially since, Cassian tells him, don't worry, you'll be fine. You'll get a good sleep or whatever he says. You can sleep when it's done.
They've been foreshadowing this for a couple episodes. I thought, I was like, okay, for sure Nemik is going to go. So I knew we'd have one casualty. I didn't think we were going to actually have, 3 gone on the mission and then another one post-mission, right?
Totally. But Cinta, just before we continue on about post-heist, Cinta just kind of walks out of the garrison and joins the viewing of the eye. So she's presumably fine. Yeah. And is just going to meet up with the rebellion, I guess, at a later point.
Yeah. And so I guess that's the one thing that I'm wondering about is is she going to get caught? Are we going to see her again? Or is it kind of just that's kind of it for her? And I don't know. That's something to be touched upon, I guess, on what we think is going to happen.
I think she'll show up again. Yeah. I don't think she's just going to get caught. She just walked out of there so casually. She'll probably just leave with the Donnie and then reconvene with the rebels after. So that's my thought anyway.
And I mean, that could be the case, but, I don't know. It's maybe Lieutenant Gorn or Taramyn is still alive and they just I don't know.
Yeah. I doubt it, though.
Yeah. It's interesting to think because it's they introduce these characters like they did in the beginning, and then we haven't seen those original characters yet, Cassian's friend and his mom, or his fake mom, I guess. So... yeah, it's will we get some of those characters next, or we're gonna get back to some of these characters? It's just Yeah, we're kind of all over the place right now with Cassian. I don't think he even knows what he's doing.
Totally. But I guess this is kind of like an arc, right? Like, it's like a 3-episode arc of what he's doing. First 3 episodes were like an arc of him leaving, and then these last 3 episodes were kind of their own arc that have come to, like, a finish with the completion of this episode. But we're jumping ahead of ourselves right now. So, Cassian and Vel and Skeen take Nemik to go see a doctor, even though Vel doesn't know she wants to. Skeen convinces them that they should go to help Nemik, which they do, and then, of course, the doctor tries to save him, but unfortunately, he dies. And while this is all happening, Cassian and Skeen are outside, and Skeen tries to convince Cassian to steal half of to take all the credits and then have them split 40 million apiece, to which Cassian was like, nah, I'm good, and then proceeds to shoot Skeen.
Yeah, that's a pretty harsh way of saying, no, I'm good. You know?
But I totally got, like, the vibe that he was just gonna go, they were gonna go to, like, this moon he was talking about, and then he would just kill Cassian and take all the money. That's what he was going for, and I felt that, and I think Cassian felt that, and then he killed him first.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's no good way out of there. Like, you know, he could have held him hostage, but then he's just gonna deny it, and then Vel's gonna think that Cassian's the one that's not trusting or trustworthy based on what's been going on. So, yeah, I mean, he probably did the right thing.
Yeah, for sure. Because who knows? Maybe he would have just killed Vel anyways.
Yeah. And
taken all the money for himself.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. His character was pretty, like, unpredictable. Although it did, like, I honestly didn't see that coming, to be honest. But I guess he was, throughout the episodes, always pinning Cassian. So it's like, you know, maybe he just sees what maybe is in himself, so he knows that, you know, this is what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
But Cassian, it seems like in that moment he's having like a bit of a like identity crisis. Like, he doesn't know which way to go, right? Like, I just want to get my credits and get out of here because I don't know what's going on here.
Totally.
You know, this is all too intense. Like, he's, you know, does he want to be like Skeen? Does he not want to be like Skeen? Like, he doesn't know which direction he wants. Normally he'd be like Skeen. He'd be like, yeah, let's take the money and go. But he's just taking his cut, and he's going to go think about it.
I don't know. I kind of think that he's a bit more honorable than that. Like, Skeen just wants to literally steal all the money, probably kill the others, and go on their merry way. I don't know. He was skeezy. I don't think Cassian's as skeezy as that. He's more honorable.
Yeah, maybe. But, you know, I feel like in a lot of, like, the early episodes, like, he is kind of played off like that. Like, he has that in him to be kind of like, I just need to get ahead type thing. Holding out on his friends with his, like, Imperial thing. So it's like, yeah, maybe to not that extent where he's killing his friends and that, but,
yeah,
you know, he does have it in him to get to that point. So that's why he's at that crossroads. And then obviously, like, spoiler alert, we know which crossroads he takes based on the fact that, you know, Rogue One.
Totally.
So, but how we get there is the interesting part. So I'm excited to find out what's going to happen, you know, with the second half of this season here.
Definitely. Well, we can see Luthen jumping for joy at the end that their plan has gone accordingly for the most part, minus a few casualties.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see, I guess, what is going to happen now.
Yeah, it's like where is the story gonna go now? Is he gonna, you know, is Luthen gonna have to try to come back and convince him? I honestly don't know what's gonna happen next.
I don't know either, but something tells me, like, their relationship is not over. Vel's relationship with Cassian, not over. But I'm also wondering, like, will we see Vel and Cinta again? Like, what do you think?
Like, maybe, like, it's hard to say. Like, they do this sometimes with different shows, right? Where it's like they have these characters and then maybe we just don't see them again, and then we see them in, like, season 2. So, I don't think it will be the last we see of the characters.
No, I don't think so either.
But, you know, there's a possibility we don't see them again in season 1, which is all right, I guess. Like, as long as there's a different story that's being told and they serve their purpose, then sure, put them back in. But yeah, like, it's hard to figure out which way this is gonna go. It's literally can go any which way. Like, is he gonna return to his home planet, like his original planet that he was on? Is he gonna, you know, go to Luthen? Like, what's happening next? So
if I were to make a prediction, I'm gonna say he takes his credits and goes, and Luthen hunts him down. Even though he gave back, like, the crystal,
Mm-hmm.
He gave that back to Vel to give back to Luthen. So that tells me Vel will obviously see Luthen, and Luthen will also see Cassian. So it's like, that tells me that Vel and Cassian are also not through with each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's my prediction anyway.
Yeah. Oh, and that could make sense, right? I kind of feel like, yeah, we probably will see. I want to say we'll probably see Vel and Cinta again, but we'll see.
Alrighty, so in terms of a rating, I'm actually going to give this episode a 9 out of 10. I thought this was a really, really well done episode. It was action-packed. It was emotional. The cinematography in this episode was so beautiful, especially the eye. Like, that was just so beautiful to see. I cannot imagine, like, seeing something like that in real life. Like, they did such a good job with all the different colors, like, lighting up the sky. That was so nice. Of course, it was sad to see some of the characters die, but I mean, it is nice to know that the show isn't afraid to actually kill people off, because, I don't know, sometimes, like, I find a lot of the Star Wars shows lately have been, like, a bit what I like to call Disney-fied, where they're too afraid to kill off any of the characters, which is not realistic. I mean, this is a rebellion after all. I thought it was nice to see Cassian showing some honor, especially when faced with adversity with Skeen.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I would probably say that this is one of the better episodes of Star Wars TV I've seen in quite a while. So, yeah, 9 out of 10 from me.
Nice. Yeah, so I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. For much of the same reasons. I thought it was a great episode. Just tense from the beginning to the end, which I loved. Especially with all the heist action. And yeah, they weren't afraid to kill characters, get their hands dirty. Yeah, what else is there to say about the episode? It had everything you want, deaths, emotion, action. Well worth the wait. So yeah,
definitely
8.5 out of 10.
Nice. And there you have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. What did you think of this episode of Andor? Let us know down below in the comment section. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more great videos to come. We hope to see you all again in Leia's Lair.
You are not a Jedi yet.